good afternoon to everybody. In this session, we'll be going towards more of hands-on practice with Tableau and how the dashboards and stories of Tableau are created. So I think everybody must have downloaded the desktop version of Tableau, and we'll be starting with the hands-on with how to connect with any type of Excel database and making visualizations. So let's be connected and let's start with a working of the fundamentals of Tableau. So let's first start with this, how visualization plays a very important role in any kind of business intelligence.
People buy and wear a t-shirt saying data nerd or data is the new bacon. True story. You can check it out online. With the digitalization era, data went from scarce, expensive, difficult to find and collect to abundant and cheap, very difficult to process and understand. That's when the concept of big data emerged.
Is that we need to process and understand big data.
That they were challenging to capture, store, understand, and analyze with traditional software. However, all of this material is only as good as what we can make out of it as individuals and businesses. Terabytes of data sitting in a data center unused is a burden. If correctly processed, it can become digital gold. Big data is often combined with machine learning to create predictive analytics or other analytics processes that bring the value of the information to light. Still, if you do not own a PhD in data science, the raw details can remain obscure. That's where data visualization comes into play. Data visualization is the process of taking raw data, transforming it into graphs, charts, images, even videos that explain the numbers and allow us to gain insights from it. It changes the way we make sense of information.
Very important to create the value of the data that is present in the databases.
Think about a simple example. How do you create a story to tell your boss out of thousands of rows of data in an Excel spreadsheet?
So those 1,000 rows of data present in Excel worksheet can be presented in forms of stories and dashboards.
Start analyzing and integrating it into your business, giving meaning and purpose to the original raw data. In the business travel industry, data visualization truly empowers travel managers and reporting users by providing clear and actionable insights into their programs. A data-driven program brings value to all stakeholders, from the finance controller to the security manager and the HR manager to travelers themselves. It allows for better control and prediction of travel spend and increases traveler security and satisfaction. Imagine if you could get a visual representation of your past, current, and future travel spend to show to your CFO, or if you could visualize the impacts of each change you make to your travel policies or negotiated rates. What about if you could see where your travelers are frequently disrupted and what would be better alternatives? The possibilities are endless, and data visualization can keep you ahead.
So data visualization keeps you ahead. I think we were left with the rapid fire. We'll be doing both the rapid fires at the end of the session. Let's start with the hands-on. As I told you that the visualization in Tableau is everything from sorting, comparing, analyzing. And as we were being asked regarding the Tableau Public and the Tableau Desktop, the important thing is that you can do everything with Tableau Public as compared with Tableau Desktop. The thing is that connecting with any kind of SQL database or connecting with the Oracle database and maintaining the privacy of your data, and when we talk about business intelligence for a particular company or organization, when we are talking about, we don't go with Tableau Public. And when we say that we require some connectivity to be done with SQL database, that is not being able to done with Tableau Public. So it's better you go with this Tableau Desktop. But for visualizations, for research experience, you can go with Tableau. That is a Tableau that is public, which provides you a cloud atmosphere. But the thing is that everything is open there, and your database security can be an issue. But for research basis, you can go for there. And as I told you, very important is that with the Tableau workspace, you can create worksheets, you can work with toolbars, and see, this is a very important scenario. This is the Tableau worksheet. I'm just taking it here, and this is the Tableau worksheet. If you have downloaded Tableau, you can see that here comes the Tableau workbook name. These are called as cards, which are the pages, and these are called as shelves. Then this is the Tableau toolbar. Okay. And this is the main view area where the sheet of the Tableau is being seen. So this is called as the view area. Then if you want to go to the start page of the Tableau, this is the button for the start page. These are the sidebars which opens a particular sample database in terms of dimensions and measures, in terms of rows and columns. Then if you want to go to the data source page back, we can go from here. Similarly, your sheets are visible here, your dashboards and your stories are visible here. But before going to dashboard and stories, we need to create some sheets. It's very important. So this is a very, very dynamic and very effective and very interactive workspace area that is provided by Tableau. So let's get started and let's see how Tableau helps us to connect with a data source. So with the starting, as we know that well versed with any kind of an Excel, and I have given you a lot of references, and I've also sent you a number of workbooks. And if you don't have downloaded also, if you have downloaded the Tableau desktop version, the important thing is that it itself has 2 to 3 sample databases. So if you haven't downloaded, you can directly connect that from the Tableau desktop area. So as I told you, when we need to work with Tableau, we need to connect with a particular data source. So in this example, we'll be connecting to a data source, and the important thing is that whether we talk about a cloud data source, whether we talk about an Amazon data source, whether we talk about any kind of data source, let's see when we go towards the left hand side, we see that every type of source is available. It can be a Hadoop Hive platform, the MapR Hadoop Hive. It can be a Spark SQL connectivity. It has some other databases also. So see, these are the 3 sample databases that are being available, and also for training purposes, for connecting to the data, there are some important videos also available for the Tableau desktop space. So if you talk about Excel, if you talk about JSON file, where you talk about your text file, or you can think about all the specific databases that you need to work with. Tableau provides you an ample amount of databases, but remember, some databases are available in the version which is a free version, and for connecting to other databases, you need to pay it and then need to connect. But 3 sample databases, that is Superstore, the regional, the world indicators, that are available in the Tableau desktop version. So we can get these and we can start working with our visualization effect. So this is the link I have already shared to you all. This is a link where number of ample databases for Excel are being available in terms of some cricket databases, some databases of some healthcare and so on. So you can connect to any of these databases, download on your system, and start working with the Tableau visualization. Now, as I told you that there is a Superstore database that is being available. So we'll be checking with that Superstore database and how the various visualization effects can be made through that particular database. And the information, if you have seen, the Superstore database has the information about your products, the sales and the profits. So we can check that out and we can directly go towards uploading that database. Okay. So check here, we go towards the sample Superstore database. We double click on it and we have the orders, people and return here. And if I click onto the orders field, if you get some null values here in the table, what you can do, you can just clean with the data interpreter. You can clean with the data interpreter, but some of the database don't have any null values here. So Tableau doesn't deal with the null values. So you can clean those null values and you can go and check the table. So again, we can check that we can just select the database. Then we go towards, suppose, order. In that order, we can see 3 null values. So we go to the use of data interpreter. And when we check that, all the null values are being removed. And we can easily see that your database with no null values has been specified. So the thing is that this is a sample database that is being available on your desktop. So if you have downloaded it, you can just check for that. You can go and check for any type of sub table it has. We are first here listening and checking the orders table. And let's check on if somebody has some doubts. So we'll be going very slow. The thing is that it clears null values. It doesn't deal with null values, sir. The issue is with that. Because for null values, it doesn't give results. So we need to, and most of the Tableau database come clear with the null values. Yes, I'm repeating it again. If you all have downloaded it, what we have to do is, I'm again coming back to here. You can go to Microsoft Excel, just select the Excel file, and you can check for any of the table. Just select it and see here the null values are being specified. So we clean the data, we clean with data interpreter. So we clean it and we can see that this is a table cleaned. And but this is one in which it had null values. Some tables don't have null values, so you don't have to clean them up. So the thing is that it doesn't deal with null values. So this is the one of the issues. And that's being specified in the Tableau desktop version. And since there is a lot of studies going on, so maybe later on they may start dealing with null values also to get a more specific information. The thing is that, yes, sir, I totally agree with this, that they may be null values, but what is the thing is that the Tableau currently is not dealing with null values. And I think the reason is that it is what Tableau is best doing is it is creating its own clean databases. So for that purposes, it is avoiding the null values. But obviously, if we are working with databases that have null values, there can be issues. Yes, I totally agree with that. Your data will be reduced. But this is the information that has already been circulated to Tableau from many of the users. Now, currently Tableau in its next version surely will come out with some solution for those null values. But the thing is that currently it's not dealing, sir. Yes, that's correct. You are not getting any public in Tableau public. We are not getting any null values, ma'am. It's totally correct, because that is totally refined data or databases that are being set up. And the links I have given you also may not have many of the null values. So you can see that they have already refined it and put up in their databases. You may not get. This is one of the practical purposes that I have shown you, that you may get some null values, but Tableau doesn't deal, because although what you can do, you can keep those null values, but when you will present those visualizations, your visualizations and conclusions will not be very much clean. So for cleaning purposes and not dealing with your null values, Tableau is doing so. But with public, it has already set up those databases which are very much cleaned enough, and it is not dealing with null values. Correct, ma'am? Okay, so this was the first phase. This is dealing with the connectivity of your database. Now, Tableau, as I told you, Tableau is very much effective in terms of your creating a view. It's very important that we should create a view for a Tableau. So for creating a view, there are three options. Those three options are dimensions. What are dimensions? Dimensions are qualitative data. They are mainly specified in terms of rows. And then next you have measures. Measures is mainly your quantitative data. This is default specified by Tableau, that one is a qualitative data, another one is a quantitative data, and aggregation is more of a terminology in terms of your sum or sales or total profit. So when you talk about these particular dimensions and measures, they are already being specified, but you can change them also. You can specify them manually also. This can also be done. But as per Tableau, the qualitative data, when you refine it, it is mainly in the form of your by default. When you talk about by default, it goes into the category of your rows, and those are those rows which are being specified in terms of qualitative data. And when you talk about your numerical data, it is being specified in terms of dimensions. So this is the default specification by Tableau. Okay, I'll take one more question. If you replace, ma'am, also by null values by 0, this you can do in your database, but the visualization will not show you much type of any type of conclusive answers. You can do so, but your conclusive answers will not be possible for those null values. You can try and do so, because this we usually do with other databases, but conclusive, because the thing is that when we talk about Tableau in terms of business intelligence specification, that's why what the clients do, it is mostly of a business intelligence tool. So the clients normally, when or the users, when they want to put up some data for their clients, they usually clean it up, so that some type of figure which is not very conclusive, or some type of figure which is not having some specific answers, the client can question them, or some issues can come. So they usually clean it up. That's why they are currently not dealing with. But sooner later, with the, when you are saying that when you are connecting with the machine learning platforms, and when we are saying that we are connecting with a lot of updated versions, soon Tableau will be dealing with the null values also. Okay, so let's see how this dimensions and tables and your aggregation play a very important role. See, here we have taken this particular table, order table, and order table is divided into dimensions and measures. See, this is our table from the sample database, and I've just put up order date and put up into the columns. So as I put up order date into the column, I get a sheet presented here. See what I just a drag and drop. Then I took sales into the rows and I got a chart made. What we are doing, again, we are doing nothing special. We are just first creating this particular order, and this order sample superstore database is divided into dimensions and measures. We are putting up order date and dragging it into columns. And see, the columns are depicted in the sheet area. Now what we are doing, we are taking those measures again. For example, I take a sales measure and I put up and put the sales measures into rows. So see, I get a graph being drawn. This is a simple graph that is being drawn by simple dragging and dropping. So the dimensions and the measures you have got, you can put up, and normally we take the dimensions of the qualitative data in terms of columns. So we put up here, and we take the quantitative data in terms of your rows. So we have put up the sales, and we put up sales, and will be drag it in terms of rows. So we can check that a simple graph has been made, which comprises of a sheet 1, in which we are showing the order date and the sales for particular year. And here we haven't applied any type of filter. We haven't applied any type of some other type of view specification. What we are doing, we are just creating a simple and a simplest graph in which we are dragging and dropping. So what we have done, now we are dragging and dropping, and further we can select, and we have specified with rows. So a simple graph has been made. So this is the first step that we usually do in order to start work with your Tableau visualization. Now it's very important to see that there are a number of fields, whether calculated field, whether there is another fields, and how these fields show the effect in terms of your graph. So we can check that out. For example, this is a profit ratio field, and if you want to edit it, you can also perform the editing. You can just click it and edit it, and you can make some additions in that. And this is possible. You can specify, for example, some other type of formula for it. You can do that. It is also possible. But the thing is that for the first phase in which you are seeing the visualization, it's better to first build a visualization effect and then make some changes. Because as I told you, it's very important that in your first phase, you always work with the scenarios which are giving you some outputs, then play with your code. Also, when we talk about various type of histograms are also available and visible through your Tableau worksheet area. So what we can do, just I am clicking on to quantity. Suppose one of my dimension was quantity and one of the dimension was my rows. So I can also click it and I can resize the bins also. Okay, I can resize the bins. I can just click on quantity, the quantity box open, and the size bins was very large. So I have reduced the size of the bins from 1.77 to 1. So this is also an effective work that can be done by any type of, for example, if you don't want these bins to be so large, and if you want to, you can just select it, you can click it on, and you can edit it, and you can reduce or enhance the size of the bins that is being created in your workspace area. Also, as I told you, you can also specify a category into the column shells, profit onto rows, and you can create very effective bar charts. Okay, so as I told you, this is a category I have taken. I have taken some here, and I can change the bar graphs also. That I don't want a bar graph in terms of this, and I have changed it into circles. So I just I selected the rows, I click on the automatic, and I've changed it into circles. This also can be done very effectively. You click here on the marks line and you click on to the circles. So the graph, which was in terms of your bar, is now in terms of circles. Yes, I'll take some question. Okay, no question. So I think, please, I'm going a little slow here. So you can make these edits. You can simply work with it, and you can simply do it very easily. And it's better that we go step by step, because once we go step by step, then we are easy to do with any kind of a platform that is new for us. So it's better that we go step by step. So again, as I told you, I am coming back here. If you want to change the size of any type of your bins, for example, you select sum here, and if I selected a graph here, show me in terms of graph, that also can be done. And what did we did here? We selected columns, we selected sum, and I wanted this representation in terms of circles. So I can select that. I don't want a bar graph. I want a circular circles in terms of my graph representation. So that also can be done. Yes, ma'am, you can select 2 dimensions, no issues. And see the visualization effect you get. There's no issues. You can select 2 dimensions. Ma'am, the story is yours. The most happening thing with Tableau is your story is yours. So if you want to create stories in which you need to have 2 columns, if you want to have 3 rows, there is no issues. Yeah, this is your own story, your own conclusive answers that you want to present to the particular audience or the clients. This is just a beginning phase in which I am telling you with one. You can create your multiple stories with multiple dimensions also. You can check it also, ma'am, and you can see the graphs being drawn. Okay, so proceeding further, as I told you, this is one of the histogram we can draw. So we can change how the histogram is being represented. There are many options. This I've already told you. Now, a very important thing is filters. Now filters play a very important role. So what we can do, we can just, there any question further? Yes, ma'am, I'll be showing you. I'm going step by steps. Obviously, when you are creating a dashboard cannot be created with one sheet. when you say you are creating a story, when you say you are creating a dashboard, what's the use if you are creating with only one sheet? Obviously multiple sheets are required if you want to give a beautiful story, if you want to give a beautiful dashboard experience. What's the use of one sheet, one graph? You can have multiple graphs. I'm going step by step. You will see that you create multiple sheets, and we'll create multiple scenarios, and we'll be utilizing them in our dashboards and in our stories. Okay, Mani ma'am? So this will be done in the step-by-step process. Okay, so I was telling you regarding these filters that we are specifying. So let's proceed towards that. Okay, so let's see, what are we doing? I am clicking on my order ID, and the order date I am taking to the filters, and in which we have so many order dates. I am only selecting, suppose, March 2017 and clicking on OK. So what are you getting? You are getting only the March 2017 filter, and that too of only your, for example, the date was specified. So we are just clicking March 2017, and we are creating a filter of our own choice. First, we are taking an order ID, we had a category, and we have sum. So what we are selecting? We are selecting in terms of the filter only the month. For example, I can select September, I can select November. If I want of a particular time and a particular date, then filter plays a very important role in that particular aspect. Also, colors plays a very important role. For example, users want different colors to be specified into their workspace area. Also, you can select the colors, you can select the opacity also. You can click on color and you can play with your color, different colors, different opacity, different size you can specify in order to work in a more efficient manner and creating your own stories. So this also experience adds on the visualization effect of your Tableau workspace area. Now there's also scatter matrix. These are different type of graphs that can be created through Tableau. And when we are creating this particular scatter matrix, what we are taking, I am taking the sum to my columns, and again in rows I am adding sum, and the customer name I am being specifying, and this is the scatter plot I am drawing here. So I can change the scatter plot, the symbols of the scatter plot. So this also can be done. And customer name I am taking to my marks section, and as I told you, opacity can be reduced or increased. Similarly, you can change the scatter plot, the various shapes that are being provided of the scatter plot. That also you can do. So this helps you to create a scatter plot in terms of in a more visualization effect. And this is again, as I told you, see, they have taken 3. As ma'am was asking, they have taken discount, sum, and they have taken ratios, and they have created different type of graphs in which in their columns had their discount, profit, their profit ratio, and the sales. And the same thing they have taken in the row section also, and they have created a different type of a scatter matrix. I'll come to the question. Yes. No. Okay. So you can take multiple values into your dimensions, which can be your columns, which can be your rows, but it is all dependent upon the story and the dashboard you want to create, in which what is your requirement. That's the most important thing in any type of analysis. See, this is the different types of graphs and different types of specification created for your discount, for your profit, and so on. So this is all specific on the work you want to present for your story. This, I have already told you that your additions can also be made if the formula you want to change. Now, it's very important that you need to emphasize the results that you are presenting in any kind of your Tableau workspace area. And this can be done, as I already told you, by applying filters. So what we are doing, suppose I am taking my category and year in my columns, and my rows has sum. So this is a bar graph. I go to the label and select the label, and my label is being done on all my bar graphs. Then what I can do, I can visualize that in a horizontal manner or visualize then in a vertical manner. Now I take my subcategory and add also my subcategory in my columns, in which I can see that your subcategory is now being specified. You had the, suppose your furniture. So now your furniture is being specified in terms of tables, in terms of chairs, in terms of any sub specification that is being done. You can visualize in terms of horizontal manner, and you can visualize in terms of vertical manner only. This is all the tools that is available in the toolbox. You can also add the subcategory, and further you can get a graph of your subcategory. Again, you had columns which had year and category, and your rows had sums. So I inserted a T. T is for labeling, and I got all my labels above my graphs. Then I visualized it by selecting in terms of horizontal and vertical parameters. Now what I want to do, I opted a subcategory again in the columns. In the subcategory, I got my furniture in terms of tables, in terms of chairs, and so on. So this is one of the results that can be emphasized depending upon your utilization of visualization effect. Now you can also right click, as I told you, and select filter, and you can specify the show filter, and or you can just drag and drop it towards the filter section. So see, all the filters that are available in terms of accessories, art, binders, envelopes are being depicted in this particular graph. So this is the whole workspace area, which is specifying all filters that are available in the subcategory, which can be your chairs, which can be your binders, which can be your labels, which can be your machines, and so on. So it is depicting all type of filters. Now you can select or deselect any filter that you want. This can be done in two ways. You can right click on and add to filters, or you can directly drag and drop the particular dimension or the particular measure in terms of the filter category, and you can specify for a particular year, for a particular category, for a particular subcategory. Let's check this. This is also, as I told you, one of the option where you can use different colors to show different types of subcategories. As I already told you that we have divided the subcategories in terms of bookcases, chairs, furniture, tables, appliances, art, and so on. So these are the different colors can be specified. And what is important here, we are creating now a map view with this particular filter. See, now from the filters, I have selected bookcases, machines, and tables. Okay, so these three things I have selected: book tables, bookcases, machines, and tables. And if I want my all, I can select all in my filters. So from the columns, I had year, category, subcategory. In the rows, I have region and sum. So in the region, now we are getting region central, east, south, and west. See, we are getting all the regions. Now suppose I want to create another sheet. This sheet I am naming as, you can go downwards and name the sheet as sales by product and region. Sales by product and region. This is your single sheet. Okay. You can just right click on it and duplicate this sheet. And the name of this sheet I am giving as sales by product and region, that is south. So this is of sales south. So when you are taking that, this is of sales south. So I take region in my filter. I select only the south one. Okay. And then I click OK. So this I got region of only south. And in that I am clicking on only machines. So what I am getting only machines for region south. It's very, very effective scenario in which you have created two sheets. Your sheet one had all the things, that means your all the filters that were your subcategory, and you were utilizing it. So, see, you have select all the filters, you got all the filters, and you selected region in the rows. When you select the region in the rows, what you are getting a map view of that particular workspace area. So when I selected region, I got central, east, south, and west. This is one of my region. Now what I'm doing, I'm naming my sheet as sales by product and region. So this is my name of my sheet, sales by product and region. I right click it, duplicate it, and now here I rename it as sales by south. So when I rename it sales by south, what I do, I go and apply filter here, and that filter is my region filter in my next table, and I select only the south region and I click OK. Okay, so this I got the information of my south, and south I am again clicking on the machines only. So this is only the machines which are of south region. So now we have created two sheets. One sheet is your sales, which is a total sales, that is product and region based. The second sales is based on your only south, and in south you have taken machines as your one of the options. So now when you will be creating stories and dashboards, 2 to 3 sheets will be required for creating effective visualizations of your Tableau dashboard as well as your Tableau workspace area for story creation. Okay, now the thing is that, see, I'll take on a question. Ma'am, you can zoom it in yourself also. This is the maximum zoom I have done. You can zoom in your own system. You can zoom it is easily being zoomed in your own system. Okay, so I'll again return this back. This was creating of 2 sheets. The first sheet was your of a region in which you had all the information regarding your sales in terms of your region and in terms of your sales. So this was your first sheet, as I already have mentioned, in which we had region and we had all the regions, not only one region, we had all the region, whether it was central, it was east, south, and west. But in my dashboard, I want to present a more effective scenario of the other sheet, which has only the south as the specification. So I'm selecting it. First, I am naming this particular sheet, that is sales by product and region. And what I'm doing, I'm again duplicating it. So once you duplicate it, you rename this particular sheet. This particular sheet becomes sales by south. You can go to the filter, and you can just go to this particular region, drag it into your filter, and you select only the south one. You click on OK, and this gives your south region only, and in the subcategory I am selecting only the machines. So this is my machines being selected in this particular filter being applied. Further, we can do a scenario in which what we are seeing, we are taking a state. I am taking a state in which I am specifying the longitude and latitude in my columns and rows. And for this, I am getting a state and a country visualization in my sheet 3. I'm first taking on the region, and in the filters, I'm selecting the region by south and clicking on OK. So what does it give me? It gives me the south region information. So this is my color. I have changed this color. Color changing, as I told you, can also be done. So this is your third sheet in which you are creating a map view based on your region. And this is the palette. I can take a different palette for different particular regions, and I can click on OK. So for south also you have sub regions. So for each sub region you can create different palettes and different types of, for example, you have Virginia in one, you had the other state in another region. So you can create different palettes. Now what I'm taking the profit, and I am dragging this particular profit into the color palette, and I'm seeing the profit of that particular south region. So this also can be done very efficiently. Just drag and drop. So again, we see we are taking a state, and in that particular state, I am dragging it into longitude and latitude region. That means in terms of detailing, we just click it into detail. So we get the state and the country. In that particular, what we do in the state and country, we took up the region and we applied filter for that particular region, and I selected only the south region and I click on OK. Now what we further do, we now specify that this is of a south region, and I added sales with different color. So we get sales of the south. Now we can see that we have United States, we have North California. We can go and check the color palette, and we can use different colors for different particular regions, and we can click on OK, and we get this particular response back. We can insert a map of India. We can also do. So let's finish this off, because we are going step by step. So we can do it. We can get the map of India also, but important is that for getting the map of India, first we need to find out the particular database, or for the particular database which has all these information. Because as I told you, for Tableau, rather than going with information in terms of visual analytics, first we need to go with creating dimensions and measures. So we can create dimensions and measures for that particular database, and we can do with map of India also. There is no issue with doing with any country. So if you have that database aligned in terms of beautiful dimensions, in terms of tabular aspects, then you can create with any country. There is no issue whether it's for India or whether it's for any other country. Now, as I told you, now we have created 2 to 3 sheets. Now we'll be creating a dashboard. A creating of a dashboard experience is also very much effective. So when we create this dashboard experience, let's go here. We go to the sales. See, four sheets we have created: sales by product, sales south, profit map, and negative profit. So I drag that profit map and drag that profit map in my dashboard area, and I drag the sales south again in my dashboard area. So what I'm doing, I am showing all the headers with that. Now what I'm doing, I am editing or hiding the title. Why I'm hiding the title? Because this will give me more of a rolling down good dashboard experience. These are all my category and subcategories. I can select and deselect depending upon my dashboard experience that I want to create. So what I'm doing, I am selecting 2 of my sheets. The first sheet was my that is sales south, and second is my profit map in my dashboard area. And I'm just dragging it out, new dashboard. You can just go that for that new dashboard, and you can, but it's very important that you need to first create some type of your sheets, at least 2 to 3, 4, 5 sheets, depending upon how much effective you want to see your dashboards. Now you can add this floating experience also here for giving some changing aspects. So we can see that the dashboard moves with year, that is from 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, depending upon the number of filters we have added here. Also, we can specify the movement in terms of your up, down, or right, left. See, I'm just dragging here sales south. This is my first sheet, and this is my profit map sheet. 2 sheets I have dragged in the dashboard experience. I can zoom out and zoom in terms of my this particular map. Then what I'm doing, I am editing the headers, and I'm also editing what? I am editing this particular title. And why am I hiding the title? Because I don't want to show them as different sheets. I want to show them as a single dashboard experience. So now I go to my subcategory. In my subcategory, suppose I have selected the years as one of my order date or year. So what I can do, I can check those subcategory, and I can pick that subcategory up and drag it into my dashboard. and I can create a rolling experience for that also. So those I don't want, I can just cross them out. And what I'll do, I'll single value analysis, I'll select from the right click. And for more options, you can go with floating experience. Just select the floating experience and drag the year of order date into your dashboard, and it will give you the rolling experience. This is a floating experience where you can see that your dashboard keeps on moving. Okay, so this is one of the experience that can be created. Also, you can have your profit being also attached in terms of a floating experience and add it to your dashboard window. Okay, I have some question, I'll just get to those query. I'll come to ma'am, Himani ma'am, and I'll ask you only. What is I'm going towards story only. So let's see, let's you only track the difference and tell me what is the difference between a dashboard and story. This was our dashboard creation. Now we are going towards story only. So we'll be coming to that also. So we are going one by one. This was our first dashboard creation. Now another important aspect that we'll be taking is your story. Okay, so let's see and let's check that what's the importance of story. Now, as I told you that you can add lot of interactiveness to your dashboards, and those interactiveness can be added in terms of your colors. Those interactiveness can be added in terms of your changing of your size, width, and palette experience also. So this is one of the dashboard experience in which what we are doing. No, this is one of the sheet. Okay, this is one of the sheet, the negative profit sheet we created, in which we had the profit. See, this is more showing the interactiveness, in which we are adding different colors for different types of subcategories. So this is more of interactiveness that is being shown, in which we are taking order date. We can add filter. This I've already told you, but you can practice with more and more different values so that it will help you to create much of interactiveness. So this was your subcategory. You can choose your subcategory and you can add filter in it also. So when you talk about your attractiveness or interactiveness, it cannot be finished unless and until you have added some types of labels, unless and until you added some types of filters, because it will be showing only the one experience. But these types of filters and colors shows different experience of different types of sheets being created. Now, story. A dashboard is a cool feature, but Tableau also offers us to showcase our results in presentation mode in the form of stories, about which we can discuss in this particular section. So when we talk about a story, story is kind of a presentation mode that is being provided by Tableau. So let's check what is a story, and then we'll be going back towards difference between a story and a dashboard. So rather than going with this descriptive features, let's go here. So again, we go towards the story, in which we are doing what? We are adding these particular sheets that we have created. Okay, and and we'll be applying some worksheets, which can be your profit map worksheet, or which can be your all worksheets that are available in your dashboards. So this can be done, and the story can have either one of your sheet or either two of your sheets. So this is not very much specific that you want to create a dashboard or story with all your sheets or with one your specific sheets. So let's check here how we are creating a story. See, this is our story one. So I have all my sheets: sales by product, sales in the south, profit map, negative profit, regional. Okay, now here I'm adding a caption. I'm adding the caption sales and profit. Okay, and by year. So this is my story, in which I have dragged in one of my and I'm duplicating it. So what I'm duplicating the name, and I'm duplicating the order and the subcategory. And what I am getting in that duplication, I am just selecting machines. I'm applying filter. I'm just selecting machines. So what are you doing by sales and profit? Now you are specifying machines, sales and profit in your story. So what you are doing in your story, you are further creating this again, your blank, this is what your blank story you are creating, and you are dragging your sheets here. For example, I dragged my sales in the south sheet, only one sheet, suppose I have dragged out. And what I am naming, I am naming this sheet as sales by and profit by year. So this my sheet is only one sheet in which sales and profit by year is being specified. Now I'm creating a duplicate story, new story point. Okay, this is a new story point I am creating. And in that story point, what I am taking machines as only my second story point. And I am now specifying in this particular category, machines, sales and profit. So see here, this is my story. Again, I am specifying you. Just look at here. I am dragging a single particular, my what story I need to capture for that particular blank, sorry, for that particular worksheets that or sheet that I have created. And I am adding what? I am duplicating and creating a new story point, because after this I want to show to my client that first was my sales and profit story, and then my next story comes not in terms of individual sheets, rather in terms of your single story in which you can create multiple story points, and you can create multiple stories for a single sheet or for multiple sheets as required depending upon your specification and visualization. Now, as I told you, we can add lot of statistical, mathematical, standard deviation, kurtosis, skewness, correlation, and covariance functions also. We can get data directly from your R tool or any other tool. So it's better to use a desktop version, because desktop version allows you to connect to lot of databases, SQL databases and other databases, where you can create this types of analysis, which is kind of a level of detail expression. This is also created in Tableau worksheet. Then you can use various types of functions in Tableau. That can be your number function, that can be your string function, that can be your date functions. So this is all depending upon how much you go and practice on the 14 days trial version, because I can tell you those 14 days trial version also help you to get and extract lot of Tableau functions. Now, you can also go with time series and predictive analysis. That is also being supported by Tableau version. And this can be done by creating various types of time series analysis, your monthly stock. But this is very much dependent on the type of the database that you are applying to create those visualization. Also, see, this is the forecasting database I am creating. This was my model and my custom. So I am adding the forecast here. So I am getting a forecasting picture of my database in which I can create a predictive analysis and forecast, for example, the weather predictions, some your business prediction. So this also can be created during your Tableau workspace area. Now, this is very important thing that was also being asked, that Tableau and machine learning have started building on some specific scenarios. But if you want to go for Tableau and machine learning, you need to use the TabPy. The TabPy comes with the Python library. So that TabPy integrations allow you to use the powerful machine learning specification that is a part of Python library. So the thing is that you again don't need to code anything. You can go to the GitHub code and you can directly access that TabPy that is being available. And this is the link also I'll be sharing with you. So you can go there and create a step-by-step and connect to the particular TabPy database and start generating your machine learning models. So these are all the references that I'll be sharing with all of you. And these references are a very important aspect if you go or want to learn Tableau in terms of your basic scenario. Basics means if you want to learn Tableau from the from zero, then it is very important to go and look of all these references. Also check out this particular animation that is being created in terms of Tableau for using the corona outbreak. As I told you, this is being created for corona COVID-19 and all created in Tableau. So these are the text file that they have downloaded. This is a time series COVID-19 analysis. The same thing that we did in the previous slides. Creating a first sheet. This is a new worksheet we are creating, and we are naming is an animated bar chart. We are taking country and region and we are copying in terms of rows. So see, we get all the countries and the sum of the confirmed cases we are taking in the columns. We are adding these horizontal and vertical experience. Then we are also taking year. In that year, we are specifying custom search, and in the year we are taking in terms of month, day and year, and now it can come in terms of month, day and year. We need to create on the play button to start the animation. So your animation gets started. Backward animations can also be played. Speed up can also be done. We are now renaming the title, and we are renaming the sheet name and specifying it only on the top. So finally, we are running it and checking it with the animations that are being applied. So this is the experience, the first and the starting experience that of Tableau that I wanted to show to everybody. And the most important thing is whenever you are starting with any type of software, you need to go with the basics and start doing your learning in terms of 1, 2 and 3. Don't jump onto specifications, play with the database that you have. It's very important that you go and play with the animations, with the databases that you have, rather than jumping towards conclusion before only. It's better that you conclude and jump towards conclusion after having 1 or 2 days of experiences. And I'll be sharing all these links with you. These are very important links that are for all the 3 sessions, and they'll be helping you to combine the sessions in terms of your animations, the sessions in terms of your big data analytics, the sessions in terms of your in terms of Tableau description, how Tableau plays a very important role in visualization aspects, and many of these word videos and these particular references will help you to gather experience in terms of your visualization aspects. Okay, thank you all.
Participants, do you have any questions?
Ma'am, can we have a rapid fire? Ma'am, we missed the rapid fires. Can we have those rapid fires? Let's have the rapid fires, audience. We have also have time, so let's be little interactive. I think our rapid fire was missed off our session 2 also. So and organizers will be watching. Okay, so let's have those rapid fires. Number 1 question. Everybody, I'll be seeing the chat box. Okay, according to analysts, for what can traditional IT systems provide a foundation when they are integrated? Shall I share my screen? Yes, it will be more effective. Yes. Okay, I'll share my screen because it will be difficult for I'll share my screen. Okay, so everybody can see this.
Yes, ma'am.
So for the first question, just read out this first question, everybody, and let's check out who is giving the answer. Any answers? You can take your time. Okay, so for the first question, let's have some answers. Yes, Priya ma'am says master data management. Yes, ma'am, correct. It's like big data management, data mining. So Himani, yes, correct. It's data. And Himani, I want an answer from you. So what is the difference between, now you got a difference between dashboard and story? Can you tell me the difference? What you got difference between the dashboard and the story? Okay, I think Imani will be returning back with the answer. Dash has the world largest Hadoop cluster. Can anybody tell me? Yes, correct. Facebook, correct. Hetal Madhuram, correct. 4 V's of big data. And I want not the original 4 V's. I want those V's which I gave you extra. Those extra 4 V's. Volume, they were all. Okay, Himani, I'll be answering that. I'll be answering that. Wait, let's have this rapid fire. I'll get back you towards that. No, other than that, viscosity was one. Can you get any other thing? Yes, virality. Yes, virality is one of the very important. Virality, not virability. It was virality. Okay. VIRALITY. How much viral, or that the content of virality is okay to be put. Then what are different features of big data analytics? Can anybody tell me different features of big data analytics? Okay, security. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Scalability, we have open source. Okay. So these are also the features of big data analytics. Another question is, last summer Splunk announced a new product to search, access and report on Hadoop data set. What is that product called? Anybody knows the name of that product? This is the Splunk who announced a new product to search, access, and report on Hadoop data sets. It's not fresh. Anybody has the answer? Anybody has the answer of 1, 2, 3, 4? The fifth one. Its name is Hunk. You can go and check. Its name is Hunk. Hunk. So it is a new product to search, access, and report on Hadoop data sets. Okay, now where did Hadoop get its name from? Yes, a toy elephant. Toy elephant we can specify. Hadoop got its name from toy elephant. Okay, next, according to study conducted by IBM, what is the largest single source where data is gathered? A largest single source where data is gathered. Which server? Which server? Hetal, which server? Anybody, any other answers? No, not Google. The business transactions that we are going on are the most in terms of your largest single source. All the business transactions are the largest single source. Okay, next, the science of examining raw data with the purpose of drawing conclusion about that information. This everybody should answer. The science of examining raw data. Yes, correct, Sushani. It's data analytics. Correct, correct. Then, what is the name of the programming framework originally developed by Google that supports the development of applications for processing large data sets in a distributed computing environment? Ninth one. Little more, Priya, little more. I think you, in Hadoop, we have the MapReduce. I think everybody knows that. The MapReduce, this is the programming framework originally developed by Google that supports the application for processing large data sets in a distributed computing environment. MapReduce, yes, it is a part of Hadoop only, so it's MapReduce. Last, analysis, dash analysis is used to analyze a system in terms of requirement to identify its impact on customer satisfaction. Anyone specific? Yes, it can be business analytics. It can be your BI, which is playing a very, very important role. Okay. So we have little more questions of the this particular last session, and we'll complete this particular analysis. So anybody remember the Tableau headquarter, where the Tableau headquarter is located?
It's Seattle. Seattle, Washington.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Seattle, Washington.
Ma'am, I'm not able to hear you. Yes, yes, it's correct. Now, Tableau was established at where? Yes. Okay. In which year? In which year? Anybody remember?
1997.
Yes, starting was 1997, but till 2002 also the work is continuously going on. So rather than specifying one date, they specify 1997 till 2002. Any one feature of Tableau that was most supported?
The speed of generating the
Yes, I think speed is done with the help of drag and drop, because you have the drag and drop option. That's why the speed is there. Ma'am, security, if you are talking about security, it will be Tableau desktop only or server. When you talk about security, it is not available in Tableau public and online. Okay.
type of
Then
data it
one weakness of
handles.
Tableau. Yes, advanced visualization is there. Okay. Now is Tableau a visualization or reporting tool? Everybody, everybody can answer. We discussed.
Yeah, visualization.
Yes. Coming back to Himani ma'am's question, Himani ma'am, when we were discussing about the difference between a story and a dashboard is mainly being created to compare variety of data simultaneously. Okay, but when we are taking story point, we can take one single sheet, and from that one single sheet we can create different story points for a particular analysis. Whereas when we are creating dashboard, we require 2 to 3 sheets in order to create a dashboard in terms of a more good visualization aspect. But when we talk about story can be created as in terms of a single, you can take a single worksheet or multiple worksheet, but with single worksheet, you can create different story points and present it in terms of your own specification. You can also make filter analysis and make much more further modifications with your story, because story is your own presentation, and dashboard was much of an experience in which we were creating our sheets and presenting them in a particular fashion. But in the storyline that we are creating storyline and story points. So we are creating a presentation experience which can come from the dashboard or which can come from the sheet itself. So it is more of a presentation mode for your this particular Tableau experience. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you IFET for giving me this experience, and this is my third time that I'm connected with IFET. So I sincerely thank you all, and for all the 3 your slots I was there. And one thing, ma'am, I want to say, the people that the participants especially you had are awesome, because I have given ma'am around 16 to 17 FDPs in this current pandemic situation, but the participants that I got in FET, IFET, all the particular sessions are wonderful. They are so connected. They ask questions. Ma'am, I can say that in many of my FDPs, in the last, when the organizers ask, are there any questions? Maybe people get slept, or maybe they are in some other work. They usually don't ask questions. But I am so wonderfully thankful to IFET that your audience are awesome. They are very much connected to your STTP.
Thank you, ma'am, for a great session. Through this session, we learned about what data visualization is and how we can use it to better see and understand data by using Tableau. Thank you, ma'am, for making it an informative session.